Hi everyone, it's Michael, and this mess that you see in front of you is my attempt to save number 24 in my collection, my Miltonia Sunset. Now, I purchased this plant quite a while ago off of eBay from a vendor in Poland, and when it arrived, it just never quite did well for me. It aborted flower spike after flower spike, it kept losing pseudobulbs that I would have to remove, I left it alone for long times, it never excelled, I gave it a lot of attention, it never excelled. So only recently did it occur to me that, hey, maybe this has Fusarium Wilt, that disease that I've heard so much about but have never personally encountered. Now, for those who aren't familiar, Fusarium is an orchid disease that blocks the vascular system of the orchid so it can't properly hydrate itself or transport nutrients. Now, there is one telltale way to identify if your plant has Fusarium Wilt, and that is to cut into the rhizome and look for a purple ring. That is the primary indicator that, yes, this plant is infected. So I finally unpotted this guy and decided to cut it, and look what we have here. The most clear and legible purple ring. And it's actually pretty bad, you guys. So it's no wonder that this plant hasn't done very well. But now I'm gonna go through the process of trying to cut this back pseudobulb by pseudobulb to see if I can find any healthy green tissue, at which point I will stop and then try to repot what remains. But my instinct tells me that I think this is too far gone. This has been going on for over a year, so I'm almost certain that this has spread to everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump in and start clipping everything back and hope for the best, but I'm just not quite sure how this is gonna go. All right, you guys, in the process of trying to remove any infected bulbs, I discovered that this is not actually a how to treat Fusarium video, it is an in loving memory video. Because now we are going to say goodbye to number 24 in my orchid collection. You guys, I went through the process of systematically going through every rhizome to see if I could find healthy tissue that could be repotted, and there was none to be found. The Fusarium has spread through the entire plant, and I'll show you how I validated that. When we go into each of these cuttings, there is that telltale purple ring on every single rhizome. And I mean it, every single one. It's pretty crazy because this has been infected for a long time. And I knew something was off, so I kept it kind of isolated from all of the other plants, and I'm so grateful I did because I hear it can be transported by wind. It's primarily by shared water or water splashing, but every single one of the growths on this plant was infected with Fusarium. This really does break my heart because I had high hopes that this plant would excel and recover, but it just never did. And even though I'm tempted to hold on to a small division of it, I can just see from each cutting into the rhizome that this is fully infected, so I am going to discard it. Now, a while back, I intuitively purchased another Miltonia Sunset. I knew that something was off with this one, and on the off chance that something happened to it, I wanted to make sure I had a plan B. And funny enough, that orchid is actually doing phenomenally well. It's right over here. So let me show you what's going on with this Miltonia. By comparison, I've had that other Miltonia Sunset for well over a year, and it has done nothing for me. And look at this one. Beautiful green root tips. It has two new growths, one on this side, one on this side. So number 56 is going to succeed number 24 and hopefully do really, really well. But in order for that to happen, I have to ensure that I have removed the possibility of cross-contamination or infection. So I know this isn't a super fun or impressive video, but the reality is our failures as orchid growers are some of the most important and generative lessons we can possibly learn. So I just want to share my failures with you, and in doing so, succeed in learning the lesson effectively and collectively. As always, thank you guys so much for choosing to spend your time with me. If you have any questions, concerns, or feedback, go ahead and leave it in the comment section below. Don't forget to click subscribe and have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye guys.